Your name was taken in heaven, but for a different reason. Yes, my child, the reason was not for good, but for bad, for the fire of hell. And Archangel Gabriel warned other angels, and your spirit guides, that if you will not pay attention yet, you will ultimately end up being in hell. Child, you are not lost beyond my reach, but you have wandered far from the light I placed within you. You have listened to voices that were not mine. You have followed paths that led into the valley of shadow, believing it to be strength to stand alone. Yet I, the Eternal, have not withdrawn my gaze from you. Even as you turned your heart to the noise of the world, I heard your silence. Even as you hid your tears from the daylight, I counted them as seeds of a harvest yet unseen. The heavens trembled when your name was spoken, not for punishment, but for remembrance. The sound of your name carries the echo of the purpose I breathed into you before you were born. You were not shaped for darkness, though you have walked through it. You were not created for chains, though you have felt their weight. I formed you for light, and every shadow that surrounds you now cries for that light to return. My angels do not rejoice in your fall. They wait for your awakening. They hold the memory of your first spark, that moment when you said yes to life before you ever opened your eyes. That spark still burns, hidden beneath the dust of your choices, waiting for the breath of your surrender. Do not mistake my silence for absence, nor my patience for approval of your ways. I have allowed you to taste the bitterness of your own will, that you may understand the sweetness of mine. You have built walls of pride around your heart, thinking they would protect you, but they only keep my love waiting outside. You have wrestled with shadows and called them truth, yet truth has been whispering at the door of your conscience, asking to be let in. I do not come to destroy you, my child, but to awaken you. I come not with wrath, but with fire, the fire that purifies, not consumes, the fire that burns away lies, not souls. When Gabriel spoke your name, the heavens fell silent, for even the angels do not know how deep the mercy of the Eternal can reach. They saw your path bending toward the pit, but I saw a turn not yet taken. I saw a cry not yet uttered. I saw a moment of stillness where your heart would break open, and my voice would enter. That moment is drawing near. You have felt it in the unrest of your nights, in the weariness of your days. You have felt me tugging at the edges of your thoughts, in the quiet between your fears. That is not imagination. That is me. Child, do not let the world drown you in its false promises. Do not mistake pleasure for peace. The world will decorate your chains and call them freedom. It will flatter your ego and starve your soul. But when the noise fades and you are left with only yourself, you will hear the faint echo of my call, and know that it never ceased. You were chosen to be more than what you have become. You were born with power, not the power to rule others, but the power to love beyond measure, to forgive without limit, to see with eyes unclouded by judgment. But you have used that power to feed illusions. You have clothed yourself in what will not last. Yet I tell you, it is not too late. The fire you fear is not meant to destroy you, but to refine you. Every pain you have carried, every sin you have hidden, every regret that gnaws at your spirit, I will use them as stones to build your return. You think you have gone too far, but you do not know how far my mercy travels. You believe you have fallen too low, but you do not know how deep my hand reaches. You imagine that I have turned away, but I am nearer than your breath. I dwell within the very heart that condemns itself. I am the quiet within your guilt, waiting for your surrender, not your perfection. The angels who mourn for you do not do so because you are lost, but because you have forgotten who you are. They see the glory that still shines behind your pain. They remember your true name, the one not written in the dust of this world, but carved into the eternal memory of heaven. You have not been erased from that memory, only veiled by your choices. Lift the veil, child. Let the light pierce through. Let your tears fall. They are not signs of weakness, but signs of release. Each tear that falls in truth calls an angel to attention. Each whisper of repentance, echoes louder than 1,000 hymns. You say you are unworthy, but worthiness was never the measure of my love. I loved you before you knew what love was. I loved you before you drew your first breath, and I will love you after your last. There is nothing you can do to earn it, and nothing you can do to lose it. The only thing you can do is to resist it, and that is what has brought you here. You have been fighting a battle that does not need to be fought. Lay down your arms, my child. Surrender, not as one defeated, but as one reclaimed. You were never meant to stand apart from me. The distance you feel is an illusion of fear. Step through it, and you will find that I was beside you all along. Do you think I am angered by your failures? I am not. I am grieved by your blindness to my grace. I am not shocked by your sin. I saw every step before you took it, and still I chose to walk beside you. I am not counting your mistakes. I am counting the moments you almost turned back, the moments you almost listened. And I am waiting, not with judgment, but with open arms. For even the prodigal who walks through fire returns home, and the home does not ask where he has been. It only rejoices that he is here. Listen now, for I speak not to your mind, but to your soul. The time of wandering is ending. The time of awakening is near. The darkness you feel pressing against you is not your end, but your rebirth. When the night grows thickest, that is when dawn prepares to break. When your spirit feels most weary, that is when grace is closest. Do not fear the breaking, for through it comes the light. You must let what is false within you die, so that what is eternal may live. You will feel my hand upon your heart. It will not be gentle, for love that heals must first reveal. I will show you the truth of yourself, the light and the shadow alike, not to shame you, but to free you. The truth will wound you, but it will also awaken you. It will strip away the masks you have worn, until you stand naked before me as you were in the beginning. And then, my child, you will remember. You will remember that you were never alone. You will remember that every storm you feared was me guiding you home. There are many who call upon my name, but few who truly listen. You have called me in anger, in despair, in longing, and I have heard every call, but now I call you. Will you hear me? Will you rise from the ashes of your sorrow and walk into the fire that cleanses? The path will not be easy. You will lose much of what you cling to, but what you gain will be beyond measure. For when you walk in my will, you do not lose yourself. You find your true self. You do not fade. You shine. The archangels stand ready not to condemn you, but to guard your path once more. Gabriel's voice, once a warning, now carries hope. He waits for the moment when you will say, I am ready. And when you do, the heavens will rejoice, for a soul once near the edge of ruin will rise again. You will be made new. The wounds of your past will become your wisdom. The sins that chained you will become testimonies of my grace. The fire that once threatened to consume you will instead illuminate your way. Do not run from your pain any longer, for it is the doorway to your healing. Do not fear your past, for it is the soil from which your redemption will bloom. Do not despise your humanity, for I chose to dwell within it. You are my vessel, cracked but still capable of holding light. Let my love fill those cracks until they become windows for others lost as you once were. Let your scars speak of deliverance, not defeat. Child, the kingdom of light does not reject those who stumble. It exalts those who rise. You have stumbled long enough. Rise. Rise from the dust of your despair. Rise from the voices that told you you were nothing. Rise from the lies that said you were forgotten. I have called your name again, not in condemnation but in remembrance. Heaven remembers you. Earth awaits your awakening. And I, the Eternal, am already within you, waiting for you to open the door. The moment you turn your heart toward me, truly, sincerely, without the armor of excuses, the heavens will shift. You will feel a peace you have not known since before the world named you. You will see signs not of punishment, but of guidance. You will understand that even the pain that nearly broke you was part of a greater mercy. For I do not destroy my creation, I transform it. I do not abandon, I restore. I do not curse, I call back to life. And when you have walked through the fire and come out pure, you will speak with a new voice, not one of fear but of wisdom, not one of pride but of love. You will become a light for others still wandering in the dark. You will not speak of your perfection but of my faithfulness. You will not boast of your strength but of my grace. And that, my child, will be your true redemption, not to escape the fire but to shine through it. Remember now what I tell you, you are not forsaken. You are not forgotten. You are not beyond saving. The hand that formed the stars is the same hand that reaches for you now. Take it. Walk with me. Let the angels who once wept now sing. Let the darkness you once feared now serve as proof of how far you have come. And know forever and always that I am not the God of your ruin. I am the God of your return. Every time you return to what you know is wrong, a part of you feels it. That quiet ache, that whisper that says, "This isn't who I am." That whisper is me. I do not shout at you. I call gently because I love you. But make no mistake, I will not stop calling. You have tried to drown out my voice with noise, with distraction, with false comfort, but I am still here. The reason you feel restless is because your spirit remembers what it was like to walk in light. It knows the difference between temporary satisfaction and eternal peace. You must say goodbye, child, not because I want to take joy away from you, but because I want to give you joy that does not end. The things that pull you away from me may feel harmless at first, but they are like vines wrapping around your heart. They squeeze until you cannot breathe freely anymore. You tell yourself just once more, or it doesn't really matter, but deep down, you know it does. You know it's taking from you your energy, your peace, your self-respect. You cannot keep walking toward the fire and expect not to be burned. Do not think I ask this of you because I want control. I ask because I know what those habits lead to. I see the roads they take you down before you even take the first step. I see the sorrow waiting at the end of those paths, the regret, the emptiness, the distance from everything you truly need. You say you feel alone, yet you keep running toward the things that make you lonelier. You say you want love, yet you hold on to what keeps you numb. You say you want peace, yet you choose what stirs chaos in your soul. It is time to be honest with yourself. I do not need your excuses. I need your heart. You cannot change while still making peace with what destroys you. You must choose, not out of fear, but out of truth. You cannot serve both light and darkness because they pull in opposite directions. Every compromise takes you further from clarity. And I have not called you to live in confusion. I have called you to freedom. Saying goodbye will hurt, yes. Habits feel like home, even when they are poison. But you cannot heal in the same place that made you sick. You must leave the familiar to discover who you are without your crutches. The discomfort you feel when you let go, that is the feeling of growth. That is the sound of chains breaking. And when you choose to let go, heaven moves. The angels that watched you struggle begin to rejoice, because they know that one decision can shift the course of an entire life. You do not realize how powerful your choice is. You think you are weak because you have fallen many times. But I tell you, the fact that you still hear me means you have not fallen beyond reach. You are not defined by your habits. You are defined by the love that created you, and that love has not changed no matter how many times you've stumbled. What matters now is your next step, not the last one. You must learn to see temptation for what it truly is, a counterfeit promise. It offers you relief but delivers emptiness. It promises excitement but brings regret. It feels good for a moment, but then it drains your strength. That is not peace. That is captivity dressed in pleasure. You were not born to live in cycles of guilt and relief, shame and escape. You were born for steady joy, not fleeting highs. Every bad habit whispers the same lie, that you need it to cope, to feel, to forget, to be enough. But you do not need what hurts you. You only need truth and the courage to walk in it. When you let go, you make space for something greater. Right now, your hands are too full of what doesn't serve you, and so there is no room for what I want to give. You cannot hold on to ashes and expect to receive light. My child, I have watched you struggle with the same battles over and over. I have seen you promise yourself change, only to fall again. And yet, I have not turned away. Each time you fall, I am there, not with anger, but with open hands. I am not asking for perfection. I am asking for surrender. The moment you admit you cannot do it alone, that is when my strength begins. You were never meant to fight this with willpower alone. You need grace, and I am that grace. Do not be afraid of starting again. You say, "But I've tried before." I say, "Try with me this time." You say, "But I always fail." I say, "You only fail when you give up." You say, "But I am too broken." I say, "It is your brokenness that allows my light to enter." You see, I am not asking you to be flawless. I am asking you to be honest, honest enough to admit what is killing your spirit, and brave enough to walk away from it. The world will tell you to follow your heart, but not every desire comes from the truth. Some desires are born from wounds, from fear, from loneliness. And if you chase them blindly, they will lead you further from healing. I want to teach you how to desire what brings life. I want to fill you so completely that the things that once tempted you will no longer satisfy. That is what transformation truly is. Not forcing yourself to stop wanting what is wrong, but becoming so whole that those things lose their power. There will be moments when you will be tempted again, when the old paths will call your name. Remember then that temptation is not failure. It is a test of direction. Every time you say no, you are saying yes to your destiny. Every time you turn away from what destroys you, you come closer to who you were always meant to be. The strength will not always feel like yours because it isn't. It's mine working through you. Saying goodbye is not a single moment. It is a journey. You will stumble, but I will not let you fall beyond reach. You will cry, but each tear will wash away a little more of what is false. And one day you will wake up and realize you are not the same. The desire that once ruled you will no longer hold weight. The voice that once condemned you will grow silent. The peace you once envied in others will live inside you. That is the miracle I have prepared for you. But it begins with a choice. You cannot wait for the right feeling, the perfect time, or the easier way. There is no easier way. There is only truth, and truth always costs something. It costs comfort, but gives freedom. It costs familiarity, but gives purpose. It costs illusion, but gives clarity. What you lose will never compare to what you gain. I know what it's like for you, to wake up heavy, to feel the pull of what you swore you'd never do again, to question if change is even possible. Hear me. It is, because I do not leave unfinished what I begin, and I began something holy in you. You may have covered it with mistakes, but you cannot destroy what I have blessed. The ember still burns. It only needs your breath of willingness to ignite again. Child, you must stop making peace with what steals from you. You must stop calling comfort what is actually bondage. Every time you say just one more time, you postpone your healing. Every time you hide behind excuses, you let fear lead. But when you finally say enough, all of heaven leans in. The moment you stand firm in truth, even trembling, you are stronger than all the lies combined. Do not think I will abandon you in the process. I walk beside you through every craving, every temptation, every tear. I am not only waiting at the end, I am present in every step. You are not walking away from joy. You are walking toward it. It only looks painful because you have grown used to your chains. But freedom always begins with discomfort. You will lose some things along the way. People may not understand. Old pleasures will no longer call to you the same way. It will feel lonely at times, but that loneliness is sacred space, the space where I rebuild you. Do not rush to fill it. Let it breathe. Let me speak there. For in that stillness you will hear what you could not hear before. My voice, steady and sure, telling you that you were never alone. I am not disappointed in you, my child. I am invested in you. Every moment you fight for light, even if you fall again, I see it. I honor it. The process of becoming is messy, but it is holy. You are not failing. You are being refined. Gold must go through fire before it shines. You are that gold. And soon what you thought was punishment, you will recognize as love. The habits that pull you down are not stronger than the love that lifts you up. The darkness that whispers in your ear cannot drown out the voice of truth within you unless you let it. The enemy feeds on your agreement. Withdraw your agreement, and the lie loses power. When you say no more, the heavens record it. And when you act on it, even trembling, I strengthen you beyond what you thought possible. You are learning to choose differently. That is growth. Every day you resist what harms you, you are building a new life. You may not see the progress yet, but I see it. I see the light expanding within you. I see the courage forming. I see the heart that once wandered returning home. And I tell you, the day will come when you will thank me for every moment you chose to let go. So, my child, say goodbye. Say it not with fear, but with gratitude. Thank the old version of you for surviving, but tell it gently that it cannot lead anymore. The person you are becoming needs room to breathe. The life I am preparing for you cannot grow in the soil of old habits. Let them go, and you will see new things rise. Peace where there was chaos, clarity where there was confusion, joy where there was numbness. Do not look back. What lies behind you is nothing compared to what is coming. Trust me when I say every no you speak to the wrong things is a yes to something holy. You are not losing your life. You are finding it. You are not ending joy. You are beginning real joy. And as you walk this path, even when it's hard, know this. I am with you, closer than your own heartbeat, proud of every small victory, patient with every stumble, unshaken in my love for you. Keep walking, child. Keep saying goodbye to what no longer serves the light in you. One day you'll look back and realize that every painful letting go was a doorway to freedom. And in that moment you will understand. I never asked you to give up anything good. I only asked you to give up what was keeping you from the best.